Hey, how's it going, guys? Easy PC here with another video. It has been a while since I made a $500 gaming PC build, so I'm going to go ahead and make a video about it. I'm also going to be linking to an article I wrote on my website about this build, the perfect balance for $500. This is the #1 best budget gaming PC under $500 for your money in 2017. All of the parts have been handpicked with the best price to performance in mind, and note, prices may vary. If you're watching this a long time after the video has been published, it might go down, it might go up, depends. All the prices are subject to change, especially with Ethereum mining. If you guys don't really know what that is or why it's making the prices increase, I'm also going to link to an article I wrote about Ethereum mining on my website. Now keep in mind, guys, this website that I am making is still under development. There are some pages that haven't been made yet, there are some dead ends, but the links that I'm going to be giving you guys are going to be relatively, pretty much finished articles. Also, this has been optimized for a desktop view, and the mobile view can be a little bit glitchy, so I'm still working out the kinks there. Keep in mind, this is my very first website I've ever made, and it's still under development, so if you guys do go ahead and check it out, I would really appreciate some feedback, something to let me know, how I'm doing, what you guys think I can improve on, whatever. But there is a contact me link on the site at the bottom on the footer, so you can actually email me or comment here on YouTube to get in touch with me. Anyway, getting things started is going to be the processor. I chose the Intel i3-7100 for $115. This processor is pretty solid. This processor for a $500 build, I don't think you could choose a better CPU at the moment. It's perfect for a budget gaming computer as it is a Kaby Lake CPU and keeps up with the newest GPUs. It has a clock speed of 3.9 GHz and it does have hyperthreading, meaning that even though it is only a dual-core CPU, it actually has 4 threads, making it effectively a quad-core CPU. Only using 51 watts, the CPU is very power efficient, and yeah, all around it's just a pretty good CPU. It'll be able to keep up with our graphics card, and it actually can hold its own in some more CPU-intensive games. You don't need the fastest CPU for gaming. I preach that in almost all of my videos. The CPU, well, it's not the best CPU for a $500 build. It's going to be great. Moving on to the motherboard, I chose the MSI B250M PRO-VD micro-ATX motherboard. I actually have this motherboard in my PC and I like it a lot. The only downside to this motherboard, though, is that it only has 2 fan headers, and one of them is I use for my CPU fan, so it's only got really 1 case fan header. But to combat that, you can buy a fan splitter, which will allow you to hook up multiple fans to this one header, so it's not a big deal. Just make sure you don't use too many fans on one header, or you could short out the board. But I'm using 2 right now, I think, on one header, and it's fine. Anyway, for the price of $62, you're getting a great deal. It does support 2400 MHz RAM, which will improve the performance of the CPU. This is because of the B250 chipset. It does have dual channel memory support, and has a max memory of 32 GB. Moving on to the RAM, I chose 2 sticks of 4 GB of Crucial Ballistix Sport, which is going to combine to 8 GB of RAM. This is going to be a DDR4 2400 MHz kit, so you are going to be harnessing dual channel memory. Though some games recommend 16 GB of RAM, the difference between 16 gigs and 8 gigs is practically negligible, in most games, and I think 16 GB is just too expensive for this build and a bit overkill. In some workstation tasks, it would be beneficial to have 16 GB of RAM, but we're going to go ahead and go without it. For the mass storage, I chose the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB 3.5-inch 7200 RPM hard drive. This has become a caveat for all of my PC builds. I don't think I have a single build on my channel without this hard drive, and honestly, I looked all over the web, and I'd say every single build that I've seen between like $400 and $10,000, whatever, is gonna have this hard drive in it. It's 1,000 GB of storage, just about, not exactly 1,000. I think it's like 1,024 in terabyte, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, you're gonna have plenty of storage with a 1TB hard drive. Unfortunately, I could not fit an SSD into the build. It's just not practical, and I'd rather spend the money on the GPU. However, it is 7200 RPM, so it won't be terribly slow, and you can always upgrade in the future. For the graphics card, I chose the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti 4GB ACX 2.0 graphics card. This is a really good graphics card from GeForce. It actually has 4 GB of dedicated DDR5 memory and a base clock speed of 1.29 GHz. So this is going to allow for higher resolution in-game, higher frames per second, higher graphical settings, and even multiple monitor capability. Only using 75 watts, this video card is also quite power efficient. and it's pretty short too, which will allow for more space in your case, better airflow. It's only 5.71 inches long. So yeah, pretty solid graphics card there. You're going to be able to max out just about every game, at least with medium to high settings, and plenty of games ultra. You could definitely get 60 FPS ultra Battlefield 1, 60 FPS probably PlayerUnknown's Battleground. So if you want to see how this computer is going to perform in game, you can type in i3-7100/GTX 1050 Ti and then just type in the name of your game on YouTube, and you'll be able to see, for the most part, gameplay with benchmark and real-time FPS, so you can see what you can expect with those settings. And I chose the EVGA 400-watt ATX power supply as the choice for this build. Coming in just $30, it's a great power supply. It's got an 80+ efficiency rating, one PCI Express 6+ 2-pin connector, and another PCI Express 6-pin connector, so that's 2 in total. And it's going to have a 400-watt capability, obviously, which is going to be more than enough for this build. I think the TDP rating for this build is like 270 watts, I think, something like that. So it's not very demanding at all. So this is going to be more than enough power for your build. Last but not least, the case. I chose the NZXT S340 in white. I think this case is sleek, refined, spacious, and sturdy. It's snow white, and I think it looks really sexy, and it's got a nice big side panel window so you can see all of your parts in action. I think it's eye-catching, aerodynamic. It's the right size, being an ATX mid-tower. It's just an awesome case. It's got 3 internal 3.5-inch bays and 2 internal 2.5-inch bays. Supports ATX, micro-ATX, and mini-ITX form factors. It has a maximum video card length of 13.15 inches, which is almost double what our graphics card size is, and it does have front panel USB 3, so all around a great case. That's going to bring this build to a close. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Please be sure to check out my website. I've been working super hard on that. But yeah, that's all from me. I will see you guys next time. Peace.